Hello, everyone. Welcome back
There we
to
go.
Britton's Hangout Hour episode 112. I am here today with Alex, also known as Combative Robo Guy, also known as Iskandaria. Did I get that right?
Uh, the amount of times it's been mispronounced, I just kind of roll with it. I think it's supposed to be Iskandaria. So the origin, I took that from the Arabic name for Alexandria.
Mm. Well, I have failed. I should just stop this right now. But no, I'm kidding, of course. But how are you doing today? On in all seriousness.
I'm doing great. This morning, I really, I'm. It's Saturday, so I'm just kind of chilling. I woke up, played a little bit of the guitar, and then I started playing the Elden Ring DLC. So
Oh, really? Yeah. I just recently got a PS5 for Christmas because I wasn't expecting it. I just was surprised with it, and I just transferred all my stuff to it. So I'm playing the Arkham games on it. It's pretty awesome.
yeah, I've never played the Arkham games.
They're fun. I enjoy them. City's probably my favorite out of all of them, but man, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've heard great things about them, and I saw the Joker in there. Like, there was some Joker plotline that I saw and was like, "Oh, I love that." Then again, I've always loved the Joker, specifically from like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I haven't played Elden Ring because I just don't have the patience with Dark Soul games. I love their. It sucks too because I love their designs. I want to play Bloodborne so bad because I would love to play Bloodborne because I love the design of that game and like the world design and all that. But oh my god, I don't know if I can just grind like that for that takes a particular kind of animal. I don't think I am that animal, unfortunately.
I guess I get how you feel for Bloodborne. I can't do Bloodborne. I've tried so many times to play Bloodborne, and I'm like, I love everything about it. It's the ideas, the lore, just the cosmic terror that this thing should inspire in me. And I'm just going, yes, I want to play it. That seems so cool. And then when I play it, I just can't get into it.
Yeah, no, it's just it drives me nuts. I mean, I think Jacob likes it. I don't know. Jacob Minton for those who
Oh yeah,
for like the 5 people who don't know what talking story is.
that's true.
Um
Talking
I don't know
story.
who doesn't know what talking story is at this point cuz he's blown up,
They really have.
which I'm glad, they're great people over there.
They really do because everything they do is just so with they put so much passion into it, and you can tell it's so much fun to
Oh
watch the
yeah.
video.
Yeah, that new town square was fun. And not just because I was on it. It was cuz it was really good all around.
I guess I really bit myself because I submitted my town square thing at I think 11:30 p.m. that day
Oh
on the
no.
28th, which was their last day.
Maybe they're saving it for January.
Hopefully,
It's the only Patreon actually that I'm consistently, staying at the moment cuz I always get paranoid about, stuff over the internet unless it's like
I
Amazon.
know.
I don't know. Amazon's fine. I'll give my money to
Let's give my money to my Amazon overlords,
Yeah.
please.
I'm paying my book tithe to the Amazon overlords. Yeah.
See, I give my book tied to the broken binding.
Oh, okay. I had Chris on a few months ago, and we were kind of just hanging out and talking about whatever. Then we got into this long diatribe about broken binding, which I'm like, I'm not really the type who collects books to because most of the books I buy I want to read them eventually. You
Oh, I
know,
always read.
um, but those broken binding books, I'm like, oh man. The only ones I'm remotely tempted to get is the Bas-Lag ones. I'm tempted to get the Bas-Lag ones, and that's about it.
You mean these ones?
Yes, those ones exactly.
They're beautiful. Like, look at these covers.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I'll just pull mine out real quick. I
Oh,
mean,
you have
I
that?
like the covers of mine, but like this one, there you go,
Mhm.
and then there's this one, put them up. I think they just recently put out Iron Council.
They did. I want to get that one because I have the first two. I just finished, or I haven't finished. I'm almost finished with Perdido Street Station. I stopped because of Wind and Truth.
Oh, how are you enjoying Perdido Street Station?
Perdido Street Station was, I did not expect to like it as much as I did.
That's good.
I I don't know why, but like going into it, I didn't expect to like it very much. Like I expect to like it because I like everything pretty much. There's like one or two
Mm-hmm.
exceptions, but I was just really enjoying it because I love science and seeing the science that they have in this world and the ideas of transformation and what makes somebody themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
then when do you become something else, or when do you become someone different from
Mm-hmm.
what you already are? I love that question. It's so fascinating to me.
So, I mean, I've read it. So, like, where are you at right now? Because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for you.
I'm at the battle, or not, loosely call it a battle, like the very start of that like ending climactic sequence.
Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of thought from what you were saying, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, that's great. I was about to say, I'm curious to see what you. I always, when I see people read Perdido Street Station for the first time, I'm always curious what they'll think of the ending. So I won't spoil
Oh,
it, but
okay.
oh, wrong hole. Excuse me.
But yeah, the reason I love the Broken Binding is just because I don't feel bad about reading those books ever.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I really love Perdido Street Station. It's I read it a couple years ago, and it's kind of jumped up as one of my favorite fantasy novels of all time now. Um, and I really like the Scar too. It's more of a I don't want to say it's traditional because Mieville is not traditional at all, but it's more of a fantasy adventure though. So
Huh.
so a lot of people like that one more than Perdido Street Station, which is fine. It's a great book, but I don't know. I really like the gritty, but just also bizarreness of I like the city of New Crobazon, even though I would never live there. So I love it and I
God,
hate it. I would never live there, but
living in New Crobazon would be hell.
yeah, it would suck. Like full stop.
Oh, just no, no, thank you. You know
Like
what?
like my body could get like shifted if I like shoplift something. I could get remade.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want to
want
go
that to happen.
shoplift that thing. I have that urge.
I'm like, oh man, I really want that book, and then they're gonna like tape a book to my chest, or they're gonna turn me into a book or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I
they
don't want to know.
would.
He's like, oh yeah,
They turn you into pages.
they
Don't
turn
worry.
you into pages. Yes, yes. But no, I don't want to be remade. This is what I'm getting at.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm
It'll
sure.
be a nice experience. It'll be a new experience.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good point. But no, I don't know if I want to get.
The thing is, they find some twisted, demented way of doing something that's worse than just making you into a book.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, like the one part with the lady whose baby died and they sewed the arms on her.
Oh my god,
Ugh, ugh.
he's
Yeah, no,
fucking
it's yeah.
evil.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, it's yeah. Which is kind of a theme in that book is like, okay, when is punishment too far? Like, when is it like what punishment is just, and then when is punishment just cruelty? Which is interesting.
It is true. I never thought of that, but now that you bring it up, it is very prevalent. I really like that.
Also, you see that with Yagarick, but again, well, we get that towards the end. But yeah, no, I love the world of Bas-Lag. Now, would I live there? Probably not. But I like reading about it. I would love for me able to return to it at some point because I thought Iron Council was a little underwhelming. I might read it again, but we'll see. But Maybe you'll
So
feel differently.
if you had to choose a fantasy city to live in, which one would it be?
Oh man. Damn. I don't know. Let me think. Uh I was
I'll give
oh
you time. I can answer mine if you want.
yeah, sure. You answer yours real quick. And
Rivendell.
Rivendell, you know what? I was gonna say the Shire, but I'm like, is that really a city? I don't think
Ah, that's a
so.
good point. That is a good point.
It's like a town.
Yeah. Well, it feels more like a territory because the Shire is like the whole area, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it has like multiple. Yeah, I feel like it's
But like a literal city, oh man, I have no idea. Uh
we'll just leave you at New Crobazon. How about that?
you know what? Fine. I don't know if I want to live there, but you know what? I'll just stay there for the moment. Just hang out with my cactus people friends while they strike.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. The cactus people. It's
Um,
so weird. Imagine hearing that for the first time just out of context completely. Yeah,
the
the cactus
cactus
people.
people. What are these weird guys talking about? You know, it's called Perdido Street Station. It's a book. You know, I saw your top 10 video recently, and I was kicking myself because I didn't read a Wickwire Watch. I was gonna do that last year, and then it just didn't. So yeah.
Oh, Wickwire Watch was so good. The reason I read Wickwire Watch as soon as I did was because I was on launch, the launch stream that John had,
Oh yeah.
and
Uh huh.
they said, so whoever comments first about they don't have the audiobooks, they don't have the books, and they want to read it, comment, and we'll send it to you. And so I commented first, and I got the books for free.
Oh, cool.
And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
oh, I gotta read this now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I was there. Yeah, I was driving home from a trip. I was there. I remember when that happened. But yeah, that's cool though. Um, yeah, I really like the Lies of Locke Lamora and that series. So I'm like, oh, this could scratch that itch for me if I get around to it.
Yeah, you know what? I can see it. Like, I haven't read much more than the first book of Lies of Locke Lamora. I really do need to continue that series because I loved the first book. I really did.
Oh, me too. It was my favorite book of 2023. I was like, this book is awesome. Just just takes
So
revenge.
good.
Like it has one of the greatest revenge sequences of all time. You know,
That is true.
it's
It was
like,
so good.
oh man, like bro, like I remember when they got to the Falconer. I won't spoil what happens, but I was like, yes, yes, this, you know, I was like,
Oh yeah, it was just I didn't expect it to get to. So when I went into Lies of Locke Lamora, I expected something along the lines of Douglas Adams.
oh really? That's interesting.
So when I got something completely different, as soon as I opened the first page, I'm like, oh, and it was so much more up my alley than I expected. I just loved it, and just those scenes, especially towards the end, were man, they were good.
I know.
And the only reason,
I was like,
go ahead.
man, this is freaking awesome. This feels right. You know, it was just, oh man, it was great.
Oh my god! And I didn't add it in my top. That's the thing. I read so many books in 2024 that looking back, somebody will mention a book. I read Les Lockamore in 2024.
Oh really?
It
Oh,
would have been up in my top books, but I didn't think about it.
it's like, you know, what I find funny. I heard somewhere that like Scott Lynch was trying to like show that like Locke and John were morally like kind of ambiguous or whatever when they tortured the Falconer. But I'm like, the Falconer is such a loathsome character though. You're just like, fuck this guy.
Exactly. You're just going, no, fuck you. Go away. I hate you. Yes. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And Lynch is like, well,
At
I
least
think he acknowledged to his credit. I think he was like, yeah, that was a, yeah, that was not a, that didn't work. And I'm just
yeah.
like,
So
yes,
this
but
reminds me of I think I was 12 at the time. Have you watched Attack on Titan or read Attack on Titan?
I watched a little bit of Attack on Titan, and I when I was in middle school, and I was just like, I don't get this, but
Hmm.
you can go on.
There was a massacre scene in that series, and just 12-year-old me wanted vengeance. I was so angry at the other side that I'm just going, yeah! Like, I remember watching as the episodes would come out, and I'd sit down in a room and just be watching, going, go, kill him! Like a brutal maniac. And then I look back 2 years later, I'm talking to a couple of friends who'd watched Attack on Titan, and they're looking at me like, you cheered for that scene? Holy crap, man! That's horrible. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, I mean the torture scene in Liza Locklemore isn't pleasant either, but I'm like, man,
You're
the Falconer
damn
sucked so hard. Like I just this yes. Like the Gray King was just like the icing on the cake, but it was really the Falconer where I was just like,
it was him.
yes, yes, like
Especially because of
so
man, I'm
good.
just thinking of, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
So good. It's such a good book. Like, you know, I like revenge stuff. You know, I like me a good John Wick kind of experience from time to time.
It's cathartic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. You know, so
You
I
get
know
to
that
see the limbs flying everywhere, and you go, yeah, that sounds nice.
you know, it's like, you know, it's I mean, there are plenty of great books and movies about how like revenge doesn't like really bring you anything, but like, man, there's a lot of great revenge stuff where it just feels good, you know?
It's so true.
Where I'm
Like, have
just
you read
like
Rage of Dragons?
I have not yet, but I do own it. I've wanted to read it.
That's a great revenge story, man.
Oh man. All right.
It's a
Yeah,
great
I've
one.
I've heard Philip Chase talk about it, and I have a friend named Epic Tales who really likes it. So yeah, you know, I'll
You
try
should
it.
check it out. It's fantastic. And great revenge plot is just
I
fantastic.
do enjoy them from time to time. Like you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. I was talking about this with my friend Joe Byrne a while back, who wrote the Hybrid Helix. I'm like, you know, we need good revenge stories again. You know, I need a story where a guy just completely owns the guy who hurt him before, you know? Like, look, the ones where revenge is meaningless is fine and all, but I need me a good, like, cathartic revenge story, you know?
Like, you did this to my family. It's time I use a pencil and rip out your eyes. How about
Yeah.
that?
That's very specific, but okay, you know?
I mean, you mentioned John Wick.
I did mention John Wick. It's a good
I
movie,
haven't watched
you
John
know?
Wick.
It's a good movie. It's, they killed his dog and he shoots Theon in the face, you know? It's like that's like yeah, it felt right.
You don't need that many themes for this. Let me just have fun.
Or you know, Batman beating up some guys. I'm like, yep, this is good.
That's the right Batman.
When he's beating up people and scaring the living crap out of them, it's like that. I'm
Scaring
like,
them all.
that's like peak fiction right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but yeah, but so like, what have you been reading recently? You know, since it's January, we're kind of in the midst of things. Well, we're getting into the swing of things. It's only January 4th as I record this video.
I'm happy for 2024 to be gone, but the what I just wrapped up was Realm of the Elderlings.
Oh, yeah, you know, I've heard a lot about that, you know, from friends of mine. Like, my friend Derry really likes it, and John really liked the first trilogy of that saga. He read the first one. He's like, damn it, I'm gonna have to read the rest of it, aren't I? You know.
Oh, he is.
So yeah, couple other people I know really like it. So yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I would like to at some point. So.
Oh, Realm of the Elderlings just changed me. It was so profound. It's my favorite series of all time.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah, my friend Colin also really likes it. I think he one of them. I forget which one it is. I think it's Assassin's Fate or something like that.
Mm.
I think that's his favorite fantasy novel of all time now.
That
So
I believe it.
so yeah.
Assassin's Fate was amazing. I finished that a week or so ago, and just some of the scenes from that book are burned into my mind. My mom had to deal with me talking to her and rambling to her all about this book for days.
Your mom's just like, "What? Who?" That's funny you did
Yep.
that. I have also done that with my mother. I've been like, "I'm going to explain this story to you if you want." Like I read Born a few years ago by Jeff Vandermeer, and I was getting so into it. I'm like, "Hey mom, I'm reading this book." And then I just basically told her the story, like what was going on, how it's so like
I've done that.
it was
I
it's pretty funny.
My mom will always, if I tell her about a Sanderson book, she will say, "You better not tell me the story of this." Because I had to read Tress and I had to read Yumi, and she loves both of those books so much.
I haven't read Sanderson yet either, but
Oh, really?
no, I know. I'm such a bad fantasy fan. I've just someday maybe I'll start with like some of his standalones, like Warbreaker or something. I don't know, but like I just haven't gotten around to it yet. You know,
Do you like The Princess Bride?
I do. Yes. Speaking of great revenge scenes,
Oh, yeah. That is a great one. Oh, you're right.
no, but yes, I do like The Princess Bride. It's a good movie. I haven't read the book though, so.
Oh, the book's so good. It's even better, if you ask me.
Oh, okay. I might have to check it out. I do want to at some point, but I
Because I remember I read it in 7th grade, and
mm,
one of my friends and we sat in the back of the room as our teacher put on the movie, and after a certain point, we were screaming because it cut out some of the I remember the longest chapter of the book completely cut it,
oh
and we're
no.
like, "There was one of the best scenes in there, what?" But it was still an amazing movie. I was just looking at it and going, "You cut so many great things, how dare you?"
Oh, then I'll have to read the book because I'm like, man, this movie's great.
Oh,
um,
it's a yeah.
no, I enjoy it. Why? We were talking about Sanderson. Were you gonna?
Oh, yeah. Tress of the Emerald Sea reminds me of that whimsical tone from The Princess Bride.
All right, I'll have to maybe I'll give that a look. See, I was thinking about trying one of his what were those called the
The Secret
quarantine books,
Projects.
the secret
Sorry, say that
projects.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah, those
yeah.
were I loved that.
Yeah, it's I like yeah, we need more fantasy standalones is all I'll say about at the
Yeah,
moment.
no, that's fair. Have you Oh, I'm gonna be honest, I prefer the series, though.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I see you have five great aspects of Stormlight, so I guess you like this. Did you like Wind and Truth?
So,
I've heard very mixed things so far.
yeah, and I know, Jake from Nerd Level Rising, he's trying to get people together and, like, please get Matt on. Please get Matt's fantasy reviews on. For a spoiler talk because he hated the book, and I'm like, yes, I want to talk to him about this. But I really enjoyed it. There were a couple pitfalls. There were a couple POVs that I didn't like, but I, for the most part, really did enjoy it. And I think all the character arcs came to a really good conclusion. I feel like there is a certain point where the first two books felt very personal,
Mm,
and it felt like it was starting to get much more wide scoped. And I'm not
mm-hmm,
sure if I'm the biggest fan of that.
mm, mm. Okay, yeah. Speaking of people getting on live things, Chance actually invited me earlier today to a chat about Berserk, the Conviction arc. And
Oh,
is that the one with the really creepy like priest who's bald?
yes.
Basically looks like Judge Holt. Shit, that's where I stopped reading. So I'll have to read that and then I'll jump on. Cause
Yeah,
like
the priest who keeps smacking his face against the ground.
yeah, no. Cause I went on a huge binge of Berserk back in like 2023, maybe.
Mhm.
And I got all the way through the Golden Age, the Eclipse, in the Lost Children arc, which I think is even more scarring than
Yeah.
than the Eclipse is.
Children are fucked up, man.
Um, and you know, it's funny. I was talking to Chance the other day on this very show, and I'm like, man, Berserk's great, but let me tell you right now, Lost Children arc 10 times more fucked up and scarring than anything the Eclipse. My God. Oh man. Like
I can't blame you for that.
and and
That is
and
so messed up.
and what's even worse is I read some of the real messed up parts of that before I went to sleep one night. So yeah. That was a great idea from
Oh, that's the thing. I'm so it's like I read that so easily that it was like that. It's probably disturbing to most people when they hear that. I go, "Oh yeah, I binge read Berserk. I think it took me 3-4 days to read the whole thing." And they go, "What? You didn't have to take a break?" I said, "No."
Yeah, it took me about a week because I was just kind of. I don't know if you ever watched The Almighty Lowly, but he has a big freaking video uh about Berserk, which was helpful, kind of making it make sense. And ever since I've read it, I always tell people, I'm like, start with the Golden Age, because that's really where it starts, and then
Yeah,
go to the Black Swordsman, because like I've seen so many people who've read the Black Swordsman first, because you know that's what came chronologically first, and that's fine. And people are like, "Oh, this is too edgelordy," and I was the same way until I read Volume 3, and I'm
I
like,
get it.
"Okay, this is pretty good. There's some good stuff here." But I'm like, just start with the Golden Age. You'll get
Yeah,
there.
that's what I try to do for most people. I had a friend who I I told her to read Berserk because it's such a beautifully dark thing, and not really particularly realizing that it really does take a certain breed of human being to read Berserk. Because
Uh,
let me tell you,
yeah.
do you want to guess when I read Berserk all the way through?
Could you repeat that?
Do you want to guess when I read Berserk? What age?
Were you like 12?
Oh god, not that bad.
Oh, okay. Early teenager?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't read all of it for the first time till I was like 21. Damn, dude. I had a
I
buddy who
was
read it when he was like 12. I was like, dude,
God.
how?
You don't
But
do that.
I'm like, I don't know, man. But like, I was like, man, this is really like good, like political intrigue stuff. And then like you get into like the real violent stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, that's that's happening.
Yeah, I read it when I was like 14 or 15,
Oh,
and I was like, I was preaching it to everyone around me. Read Berserk, read Berserk.
yeah. I mean, I there's some parts that are kind of weird,
Yeah,
I
especially
think
by
maybe
kids.
it's because of the translation, but like there's parts like you know when him and Griffin duel for the first time, not Griffin, Griffith duel for the first time. He's all like, "Oh, do you want my ass?" And I'm like, people don't talk like that.
True, I got it.
Usually don't talk like that.
Thing is, every once in a while, I'll come across a translation like that, and I'll go, I really want to know what it sounds like or what it's supposed to say in the original version, or
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
mean in the original, because I feel like he's such a good writer that there's no way he wrote those god awful lines.
Yeah, I try to pen it towards the blurbing, but it's pretty good though. It's, you know, aside from that.
Yeah.
You know,
Second. There.
I'm not really not really too much to say about
Second.
that, you know. It's Berserk.
True.
I sometimes tell people I'm like this when you read this, it'll make Game of Thrones look like child's play. And I wish I were kidding when I'm not being facetious or ironic. Like I'm being serious. Like I don't know what they do in Japan to come up with that, but like
Hey, you know what? That means I'm prepared for Game of Thrones.
Oh, you haven't read Game of Thrones yet? Oh, okay.
No, I haven't. So, that's not true. I have read the first book. It's up there on the shelf. Uh, it didn't hook me, but that was a couple years ago, and I really want to give it another shot, especially with those new covers, because those new covers are just beautiful.
Let me see what else. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've read the series, and I'm just stewing in frustration that just in pure existential agony that we're probably not going to get book 6 and 7. So
Even though I'm an outsider, I feel like he's gonna do book 6, not
he's
7. I don't have any faith in that one.
no, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm sure we'll get a version of book 6. I don't think book 7's gonna happen, and
Yeah,
I just existential angst. I feel
because he's what? How old now? He's what?
he's like in his 70s. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
He's getting
If he
old.
waits another 20 years to get Winds of Winter out, then
It's just, what are you gonna do? I
yeah.
don't know, but yeah, I was not happy about that. But back to Berserk. Uh, Berserk is pretty disturbing at times.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of like sword and sorcery meets cosmic horror. So there you go.
that's true.
The cosmic horror stuff's done pretty well, though some of the gods are pretty it's basically Hellraiser, or it's kind of like Hellraiser. I don't know if you ever watched Hellraiser, but kind of reminds me of Hellraiser a bit.
I've never watched Hellraiser, but I kind of want to because I've heard that the designs for some of those gods were inspired by Hellraiser,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I also would like to read the books that each of the gods are named after.
Yeah, I mean, so like what's your favorite arc of Berserk?
Mm, either Golden Age, nah, yeah, probably Golden Age.
Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of hard for me because it's like, man, the Lost Children arc had a like bigger emotional reaction out of me, but I really like the Golden Age is really well plotted and well done. I can't decide which one's my favorite.
Yeah, just the thing, the Golden Age, because of the way it so perfectly captures trauma. There's an argument for Conviction arc, end of Conviction arc, because there is some, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. There are some amazing emotional moments and just beats where just you'd have to read it to see it. It's so absolutely amazing. The way throughout the entire series, really, that Mira tracks Guts's mental state and how he develops to, like, in Golden Age, he gets that rise and then he goes down and then he has to rise again to love people again. It's so brilliant.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to get to the Conviction arc soon. I don't know when Chance wants to do that thing, but guess I'll have to get on it. I wasn't planning on getting back into Berserk, but you know what? I'll do it.
Yes.
I can pick on the train. Um,
Uh,
no, but I mean, First Law can get pretty grotesque, but like I don't know if anything is as grotesque as, as Berserk. Berserk is just a completely different animal, you
thing
know.
is, I think it's so interesting because when it comes to Berserk, I didn't actually find most of it. I mean, no, I take that back. I found it disturbing, but it didn't really disturb me
Uh huh.
as much as just because it's handed out like candy in Berserk.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, and like one of the in the Black Swordsman arc, there's that guy who's all wrapped up in bandages, and he
Mm,
goes into detail about how he was
for
tortured
sure.
and got like limbs cut off. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, okay, yeah, I could see that, but like I don't know, like Eclipse, I was like, man, this is fucked up, but like okay, I've Okay, I can deal with this. But like the Lost Children arc, man, like I don't know, it's just
Yeah,
like
that's the reason why.
when kids are doing that, I'm like, just gives. I get the
Yeah.
just talking about it. I'm just like, oh god, no, it's so
It was
wrong.
so fucked up.
I know. And like,
Like,
and the story too is so sad. It's like it's about this girl who wanted to find her friend because her parents were like beating her. Or I don't know if she was the one getting beaten or like that little wasp girl that was getting beaten. I don't know, but it was just I was just
yeah.
oh god, that's just ah. Hope my parents aren't listening and they're like, what the hell were they talking about in there?
Don't just forget about it, okay? We're done. But it's the thing, like, for example, in Realm of the Elderlings, I find each and every instance of violence in Realm of the Elderlings to be much more impactful to me
Mm,
because for Berserk, it feels like violence. It's just happening.
mm.
In some series like Realm of the Elderlings and even uh First Law, they capture the intimacy of violence
I would agree
that
with that. Well, First Law anyway. I haven't read Hobbes stuff, but I do agree with you on First Law though.
exactly, like, because even when you hit your head, there feels like this sense of intimacy, like you've just been attacked,
Uh huh.
and you feel that here, and it feels like something really close to you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I feel like Berserk doesn't capture that very well at all
No,
times. Sometimes I think it
it's.
does.
I mean, well, I hate to sound like snobbish here, but manga can be pretty over the top, which I know American comics can also be over the top. So don't come at me in the comments, weeaboos. But but yeah, I see what you mean, but I don't know, man. It was just those little wasp,
I can't blame you.
those little wasp kids, man. I'm like, ah, god, oh my,
So,
no,
it's
no.
so uh,
So like it's not like badly, it's so bad though. Like, so oh man, just oh it's so wrong. Like
yeah, just seeing it, you go, oh my god.
yeah, no. And it's like again, it's so sad. It's like this girl's getting like beaten and stuff and she's just trying to find her friend and Guts is just like go away, little girl. Doing my thing over here. It's just like even Guts feels bad about what happens. I'm like, damn, like that like barely happens anymore. Damn, Guts. Just damn, if
You
you got
don't
like
feel things anymore. This time you feel things.
yeah, no, like Guts like Guts is like, you think like, man, he's like so messed up after what happened in the Eclipse. And then like he's like, I'm not proud about this. And he even like comforts the little girl. I'm like, oh, look, Guts, like I see you.
Let's add a word. He tries to comfort
He
the little
tries, yeah.
girl.
That's a good point. Yeah,
He
he
tries.
tries. But like again, he's just he's Guts. He has no freaking clue. He's so like he like warm emotions are like just anathema to him. Usually, I think that I just butchered that pronunciation. I'm sorry to the audience who watches this, but like he's not used to like comforting. Like he kind of does with Casa, but it's like a weird I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
He's very like he has a lot of issues.
Oh yeah. Guts is one of the most fucked up characters in
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Wait a minute.
But
So does
also
that
one
black guy at the beginning of does he actually rape him or does he try to rape him? I forgot.
he does.
He does. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Can't believe I'm saying that. That just tells you what this series is all about, man. It's oh
Yeah.
god. Yeah. It's oh man. It's not for the faint of heart. I'll say that.
No. And and even as a little heads up, do not ever go to the Reddit for Berserk.
No.
I took a peek in there once just because I was curious, and everybody is approving of some of the most heinous stuff. I'm just sitting here going, "Oh my god, how can you joke about some of this?"
Well, all right. I am not going to I am not going to go on the Reddit for Berserk. I'll keep that in mind.
And even once I asked them about a panel because I wasn't sure if somebody was being stabbed or not. And like everybody was like bickering in the comments to that. And I'm like, I just wanted to know. I couldn't understand the panel that well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with Berserk, I think the art is more detailed than some of the other mangas I've encountered. So I don't know.
I love the art for Berserk.
Yeah, it's really good. I like how he does action. It's very well done.
Oh, really?
Um,
So for me, the better scenes to me are some of the more peaceful scenes.
mm,
Like there's one of him looking up into the night sky, or there's a couple of them you can probably find out there. I just love those.
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I also like the weird cosmic horror stuff. So there's that.
There.
Um, like Nosferatu Zod's pretty fun. I enjoy him and
Oh, God.
I enjoy him and Guts's. I don't know, like they fight sometimes, and then he's like, "I'm gonna leave you alone. I know you're going through a hard time.
It's not the time to mess with you. Okay, I get it.
I need you at full strength before." It's kind of like Vegeta a little bit. He's like, "I need you at full strength before I go at it with you. I need your
Have
head
you
in the
read?
game before we fight."
Now I'm thinking about it. Have you read Sun Eater?
No, not yet. I just. But is there a Vegeta in that book?
There's cosmic horror
Oh, there's
in.
cosmic horror. Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard it's like science fiction, kind of fantasy. There's a guy who kills a star. It's pretty.
Yeah, I wonder where the name Sun Eater comes from.
Yeah. Um, death, cosmic horror, there's weird aliens. I don't know. I'm just kind of.
It's a great story. Just it captures so much emotion that well, you know what? I am curious. What is your favorite series, fantasy or just series in general?
Well, my favorite fantasy novel is a standalone. It's American Gods, but like my favorite fantasy series, oh man. I mean, I made a top 10 fantasy like a few months ago. I really like Bas-Lag. I really like Song of Ice and Fire a lot. I also like the Dark Tower a lot too. That's very underrated. I don't know if you've read the
Dark
Dark
Tower.
Tower.
I just don't. I haven't. I can't rank Dark Tower yet because I'm only in book 4. I have been listening to book 4 for the past, I think, year and a half.
That
That's not a joke. On and off, I've been listening to book 4.
that's fair. You know, it's like Dark Tower is such a weird series, and not just because of the content. It's just like it's like the first book alone it will make it or will make or break it for people. Like because like it's so like out there.
Oh, it is. The reason I've been listening to book 4 on and off is because I've been borrowing it from Libby. And
Libby.
yeah, it's like a library app that lets me
Oh,
borrow audiobooks from my
thought it was like
library.
somebody on YouTube. I'm like, I've never heard of this person. Libby?
No. I must know. Tell me.
I must know so I can find more guests for the podcast. No,
But yeah,
yeah, like literally, like the first book, it will make or break it for people. Like,
yeah.
I've met
I've been
people who are like,
considering
I'm not gonna do it, and I've met people who are like, this is great. And I'm like, you know what? I totally understand.
this thing. I'm debating if I should switch to physical just because I don't know how long it'll take me to get through the audiobooks. It will take me a very long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do more immersion reading this year because Bennett Bengus Khan does it a lot, and he's like, "Man, this is pretty fun." And I'm like, "You should get in on it." And I'm like, "All right, I'll give it a try." So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I can never get into that because the thing is,
Oh, I'm the same
reading
way.
it.
Like I get distracted really easily when I do like audiobooks, unless it's like The First Law
Yeah.
and like Stephen Pacey's doing it, and I'm like, okay, yeah. For some reason, my little like 6-year-old brain is like, ooh, what's that? You know.
To me, it's when I'm listening to an audiobook, I have to be doing something. So if I'm listening to an audiobook, I have to be organizing the shelf, or I have to be organizing something else around the house, or playing a video game. I have to be doing something while I listen to an audiobook, or I just can't. I, I can't pay attention at all. My mind will wander immediately because, and especially reading. Reading is an activity that I do in my head. So when I pull out my books and I start to read,
It's very intimate.
exactly, and I just like having a voice speak instead of me. So like I have somebody else's voice doing the narrating rather than my own internal monologue is really weird to me.
Mm.
And it's jarring, and so it doesn't match my pace every once in a while. So like I see it, I'll hear it talk, and then I'll go ahead. So I'll find where it is on the page, and then I'll keep reading because it's just instinct. And I can never do the immersion read. I tried to do it with Dune a couple of years back when the movie was coming out, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I read Dune in 2020, and then the pandemic happened. I got really depressed. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Not a big fan of Dune anyway. I wasn't really a big fan of the book. So that probably didn't help either. It's just like, this just sucks, you know? Yeah,
Yeah,
I was having a hard go at it at the time. Um,
pandemic wasn't fun.
no, it was not. No, it was not. And people are like, "Oh man, my reading skyrocketed," and I'm like, "Mine didn't," and that made me
Yeah,
feel even worse. But I watched a lot of movies, so that made me feel a little better. I was like, "Okay."
yeah, that's the thing. I think I got into manga around the time of the pandemic, and then.
But you said you read Berserk in like high school,
Mm-hmm.
or
Oh
do
no,
you?
not in high school. That was middle school. That was eighth grade.
Oh, or do you mean like you just got into manga in general by that time, and not just Berserk?
Just manga in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Berserk.
see. I see you've read the epic that is One Piece. Which, like, how do you do that with that? How do you
Okay,
do that, man?
look, I haven't read One Piece. I watched all of One Piece.
Oh, okay. Still, how did you do that? How did
So,
you
but
find
I
all the
am reading
time for
One
that?
Piece.
Isn't it the same story? Because like usually when I've watched like manga adaptations, like Death Note or Monster, like they're pretty close to the source material.
So the anime is the same material essentially, but it draws it out. So
Oh,
it's the worst thing you could do. I don't know how you fuck it up, but actually, I know why they did it. I hate it though because they wanted to stay behind on the chapters. They wanted to still be like 20 chapters
so
behind the manga.
in the anime, there's basically they just spin their wheels a bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Oh my god.
they will have like long stare offs. That's not a joke. So whenever I got bored in the anime, I just start pressing the skip button until something actually happened.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you do what you do, sir? Like that's like a
There,
mythic quest, Like you find the treasure at the end of the One Piece when you're officially all caught up. It's like that with
um,
Berserk that's why I was hesitant to read Berserk for a while. Not even because of the violent content. It's just freaking long. I'm like, God, do I really want to just chuck all my money at this? Like.
oh, when I read manga, I read it online first, and then I slowly buy the
Yeah,
volumes.
yeah, I'm the same way.
Because I've been reading Naruto recently,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. So I start it, and then about 2 weeks later, I'm on chapter 502.
Man, I binged like Monster over July 4th, a few years ago, which was fun. I enjoyed that series a lot. So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good time.
yeah, I did it over early July, maybe late June one year, and I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but I really really enjoyed it.
Are you talking about Monster?
Monster, yeah,
Oh, wow. You read Monster?
yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's a good series. It's jumped up there as one of my favorite manga of all time. It's really quite good.
Yeah, my favorite right now is probably it's it. Berserk is still. Have you read Pandora Hearts?
I have not.
Ooh,
I'm
that's a
I'm
good
still.
one.
I should note before you give me crap. I'm still a bit new in my manga journey. So
I'm not giving you crap. I don't. It's
no,
not
I'm
a
just
very
saying
popular
in case
series.
you do want to give me crap. I want to give you the context a little bit. So there you go.
But even I don't think many people who even like manga that much read Pandora Hearts. I just think it's a great mystery series that's just absolutely amazing. And it's not as dark as Berserk.
Wow. I don't know if many things can be as dark as Berserk, unfortunately, or
Uh,
maybe
there,
fortunately.
there is one book that I've read that has met it. I'm pretty impressed by it. I'm not gonna lie.
What is it?
11th Cycle.
Oh, yeah, my friend Epic Tales really likes that book. Isn't that an
It's great.
indie? Isn't that an indie book?
It's an indie book, yeah.
Yeah, my friend Slay. You might know him because he's in the Talking Story Discord.
Yeah.
He was recommending me some depraved manga the other day, like Itchy the Killer, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give this a try. And I'm like, isn't
Oh
that a
God.
movie? I'm like, isn't that a movie? And he's like, yeah, but the manga is like way like worse in content. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, I've never even heard of that, but
yeah, or I don't know if that's how it's pronounced because I'm not Japanese, but it looks like Itchy the Killer.
uh,
It's
yeah,
just
that's the
I'm like, okay, if something's more depraved than Berserk, I will be very impressed. Like, I'm just saying.
Japanese can be like. I mean, you know what? No, let's be honest. Everybody can be really messed up, but there's a special kind of fucked up that they have.
Yeah. Like, oh man. Like, I think the first manga I was really into was Death Note, because,
Oh, Death Note's great. I never read Death Note, but I watched the anime.
yeah, yeah. Did you watch the English dub?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, there's some great, like, funny bits that are, like,
Yeah,
unintentionally funny.
the
Oh man.
potato chip one.
Yeah, the potato chip one is so
That always
good.
comes.
I mean, I know it's been memed to death, but it's like, oh my
It's
god,
so
like
good. It doesn't
that's
matter.
that's great.
It's
Like,
so
or
good.
like their epic speeches before they I'm like, yeah, there's some anime stuff right there. That's funny. I
Uh,
like that. No,
yeah.
but no, yeah, I'm the same way because I'm like, man, I don't really want to chuck all this money, at this manga.
Yeah, that's the thing, because manga's expensive.
It is. It is.
'Cause, like, for a novel, it's like, let's take. Yeah, well, that's Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas is like, well, this was like $15 or so.
Uh-huh, yeah.
This is what would you say? A, I'd say 2 week read. It
Uh-huh.
took me 2 weeks because specifically the language really just destroyed my brain.
Yeah, I
And
know the Mintons like that book.
oh, it's for a specific type of person.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've heard that.
There were parts of it that I liked a lot. There were parts of it that I wasn't the biggest fan on. But like this was $15 and this is 2 weeks easily. And
I don't know how much manga is, but like that could take you like months. A year
yeah,
maybe if you're lucky.
like
If
hold
you're
on.
if you're really into it, if you really go full weeb, you know?
This is like $10 or so.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this this is like a 10-20 minute read.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's compare that. 2 week read for $15, $10, 10-20 minute read.
Yeah, no, yeah, I, I don't know. I won't
Yeah,
comment too much on that.
though every once that's why I really like omnibuses. I'll grab them real quickly.
Yeah, I'm the same way with like American comics. Like I usually I try to grab the omnibuses when I can, unless I bought them volume by volume, and then I'll be like, well, I've come this far. I guess I should just I should just get the rest of them.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a sunk cost fallacy, but I'm like, it's my money, so it's fine. Like, I'm not like blowing my. It's not anything It's not anything ridiculously stupid that might hurt people.
Yeah.
No, but like, you're right though. Manga is expensive. Man,
And
I
especially if
went
you
to a
get a lot.
comic shop and bought. I was trying to buy one of the omnibuses for 20th Century Boys. That shit was like $30. I'm like, dude.
$30?
Or I don't know if it was. I mean, I don't know if it was 30, but it like I got like 3 of them. I got 3 comics and it was like $80. I'm like, fuck that. You take this and like it'll be 40. And he's like, okay, $40. I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm like, no, I
Oh
will
my
go on.
God.
No.
That's the thing for like the One Piece omnibuses. These are $15.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I need to go to
And
your bookstore then, man. Just fucking
I
raid
just
the
need
manga
Barnes and Noble.
stash. Just raid the manga stash. No, my bookstore, the comics collection is like 2 or 3 shelves, and then like there's a whole row of manga. I'm like, okay, I see
Oh.
there's some blatant favoritism here.
my my bookstore doesn't even have that. So it has. So imagine it's like a what's it called? What would you call this? It's like a rectangle with one side taken out,
Oh,
and
like
then they have a
like rows?
small. Yeah, well,
I don't know. Shelves?
shelves. Fine. And then in the middle they have one of those stands. Or not
Uh-huh.
one of those stands, but like one of those standalone bookshelves.
Uh-huh.
They fill that middle thing with comics, and then all the rest of it, which used to be fantasy and sci-fi, they replaced that with manga and light novels. So behind the shelf is now fantasy and sci-fi novels. I
Again,
remember
that is some
seeing them move
blatant
everything, and
favoritism right there. Like,
I know.
hold on a minute. It's like, look, you can go to your comic store if you don't like it. I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm trying to. I don't feel like going to a comic shop today. Usually my local comic shop has like better deals, so like that's why I usually don't get comics at my local bookstore. Like,
That's fair. Yeah, the only comics I've ever read were the Darth Vader comics that my dad bought me at some point. I don't remember when.
which ones were they? Hold on.
The 2016 ones, I think.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah, I've read those. Those are really good.
I don't remember anything from them. They're probably hidden in a drawer somewhere around my house.
Man, manga though. It's like, bro, that is insane about your bookstore though. Really, like that's crazy.
It was so interesting to me when they did it because I'm like, oh wow.
These guys must
With
really like manga.
yeah. And I think it's part of the way Barnes and Noble operates now, because
Mm-hmm.
they try to make it so that it's each of them is customized to the people who come in and buy stuff, and I feel like their manga sales are higher than their novel sales at this point, which
Probably,
is
yeah.
not.
So many like manga has blown up on BookTube. I mean, I don't know why, but
It really has. Like
I don't know what
I
you
had my
think as like a manga fan. I don't know if I'd call you an aficionado, but like
I wouldn't call myself an aficionado.
of manga. Okay, well,
If I have I have a friend. He's like I'd call an aficionado. He has like all of the manga under his belt. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. You should just read a novel because I know he's reading Oathbringer right now, and he wants to read Sun Eater. He's bought Sun Eater. I've been telling him read these 2 series. You're gonna love them. He hasn't been reading them, and he's been reading manga instead. And I'm telling him just read the damn novel.
struggles, man. Because like some of my favorite fantasy series are kind of like people are like, what is this, Britton? Why are you reading this? This is just a weird ass book. And I'm like, that's the thing. That's why I like them. So I'm at kind of an uphill battle at this point, trying to convince people to read books that I like. Aside from like Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, which like most people have read, except for you and a bunch of other people, I'm sure. Just
I'm
probably a
gonna
bunch
get
of.
to it. I'm just trying to finish Malazan and Janny Wirtz.
Oh, I'm
Then
actually
I'll
hoping to
get
start Malazan this year. Yeah, I got
yeah.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's in my pile here. I'm gonna record a video after this. But well, actually, I think it's under here. Yes, it is. Yeah, here, I got my. I call it the airport copy because you know.
Oh, that's fair. I have my airport copy. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. No, that's cool. Oh man, that's great. No,
But I also
no,
so
but
I've
yeah,
read
I
it.
got that, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll deal. You know, I dealt with it when I read the Lies of Lochlamora and well, that whole series, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I read it in what was it? It's March of last year. I read Gardens of the Moon March of last year. I loved it, and then I said, okay, I know that I like this enough to warrant buying the Broken Binding edition. So I bought the Broken Binding edition. And then it'll be getting whenever that gets here. I'm hoping to start to reread Gardens of the Moon in February and then go on and off. So essentially what John is doing. This month I'm doing Janny Wirtz. Next month I'm going to do Malazan. What's the month after that? March. I'm going to do another Janny Wirtz book and then just go back and forth until I finish the 2 series. And then I'm going to start Wheel of Time and A Song of Ice and Fire in tandem.
I'm trying to find the special editions, damn it. Look it up on my phone because I want to look it up on my computer. Editions. You got the special edition to Malazan though, because I've seen some of the art for that. It looks pretty awesome.
Give me a second, I'll be back.
Alex is gone at the moment, so I'm just gonna look around here.
This is what I got to get.
Oh my god! Whoa!
My mom got this for me for Christmas.
Whoa!
And that's one of Jeff Brown's art pieces for
Holy crap,
Malazan.
dude!
It's so cool.
Bro, that is dope.
Oh, and I actually, you know what?
I thought you were
also
gonna
have
grab
one
like
of
I thought
the
that
more.
was like the books or something. I'm like, dude, what is that?
No. I also have a giant art version of Camor that Jeff Brown did.
Oh wow! I mean, I don't know what any of those things are, but like that's pretty cool art piece though.
City.
What?
The city and Lies of Lochlamore.
Oh, sorry. I'm dummy. Camor. I thought you were talking about Malazan still. I'm like,
No.
I feel like an idiot. Yes, Camor. That's where they're from, and Lies of Lochlamora. I'm such a terrible fan.
The art for that was impeccable, so I had to get it.
I think I saw art of Red Seas Under Red Skies as well, which I really liked. I think it was by the same guy. Might be by the same guy. Exclusive signed editions. Let's see what we got here. No. Damn. Again, the only ones I'm really like tempted to pick up are Perdido Street Station and the Scar, because like, I don't know. My friend Matt got him, and just my friend Matt from Matt on Books got him the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you mean this?" And I'm like, "You bastard."
I know the feeling. Or well, I don't know the feeling. So Chance, he's been like ogling our copies of Tad Williams. So
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris, Jake, and I have all been getting the not Austin Ard. What's the first trilogy called?
Dragonbone Chair.
Dragonbone Chair and all those. He's been seeing us like get those books, and he's like, "God damn it, I want those! I wish I'd gotten onto the subscriber list earlier."
Bro, I know that's what basically me and Chris from Bearded Book Beats conversation turned into. Was basically, I want to get some of these books, but they're gonna cost a lot of money. Damn.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the start of each month. It's $50.
Oh my god. For the subscription?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You get a special edition each month, and it's $50.
Oh my god. I was just... Oh man. Like, hold on. Let me just...
Because it's including shipping.
So yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
The original price.
I'm like, I need to be at a more stable part of my life before I start doing that.
Don't touch it, man. It's a trap.
No.
I got the way. This was terrible for me. Way of a Dan I got that special edition.
I'm like, oh my god, it's like, and I look, I'm like, oh, they changed it. I was like, oh wait, this is the 3-pack, so it's $100. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm like, because like when I looked it up, I'm like, okay, that's not terrible. Like it's like 30 like pounds, English dollar. That's not terrible. But like, man, if it like comes to the shipping, I bet I'll be saying a different story.
Plus 13 pounds. Yeah, that's the thing. If it had no shipping, then these things would be so extremely reasonably priced that it's stupid not to buy them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think about. I'm like, and I'm like, oh man, like, really need to. Oh, but like if the shipping, like if it was just $30, no shipping, I'd be like, bro, I'm buying that shit as soon as possible.
Some of this stuff,
but I know if I did it and I get suckered in, like it might turn into like $60. I'm like, oh my god. Which, okay, not terrible, but like that's a lot of money,
They've suckered me quite a few times.
I could buy like 3 books from Barnes and Noble with that kind of money, like
That's true. You could. That's the thing. I have such a backlog up here that it's like I allow myself because I only like to buy books when I know I'm going to read them. I don't like to buy them ahead of time because I'm such a mood reader that my thought process is, okay, if I want this book, I'll order it when I want it or when I'm about to read it.
But no, that's funny you bring that. I was telling my friend, I was telling Chris the other day, when we were on here, and I'm like, man, they haven't done one for Black Leopard, Red Wolf yet. I'm surprised, like, cause let me just grab my copy real quick. Like, you could do a broken binding with this cover. I mean, I don't know how many people will buy it. I mean, I probably would, but it's because I really like this book. But like. Get on it, guys.
I'm terrible. I love limited edition stuff, or like just if I can say I'm one of the.
I'm a bit of a cover snob though, so just take that with a grain of salt there.
Sorry, say that again.
I said I'm a bit of a cover snob though, so
Oh, I get that.
You can take whatever I'm gonna say. I know there's people who don't care about that, but I like covers.
I do too. Like, for example, I don't want to go reach it right now, but I have this right here. One of Janie Wirtz's books. I love this cover so much, I have it facing out.
That's fair. That does look like a good cover.
And then also for Advent of Winter. Have you read Advent of Winter?
Isn't that the anthology, the winter one?
The anthology,
the indie one? I have not yet, but I want to though, because
it's really good.
I'm really bad with anthologies though, because it's like there's that line in Game of Thrones, when a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin. It's like that with anthologies. When an anthology comes out, the book gods flip a coin because like you don't know which ones are going to be good or not.
It's true.
Because there's some stories you're like, this is pretty good, and then there's other ones I'm like, what is this? Who thought of it? Shame on you.
There were some amazing short stories in there.
No, but yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I was gonna read Tori Tekken's Phased last year for Halloween. That didn't pan out, but I'm hoping to read it this year. So I got you, Tori. If you watch this, she's probably not, but if she does, I got you.
I need to read some of those, like some of the books that people here in BookTube have made. Like, I want to read Harbinger of Justice. I want to read, I think it's Bloodstones that she made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to read those 2 books because, I mean, why not? And also, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, with Phased, I'm just a big werewolf nut, so I mean, I'm gonna read that first, but I'll try the Bloodstones at some point because I've had friends who like it, so I mean, we'll see.
Have you read Empire of the Vampire?
No, I saw John cover it on his channel, which I'm like, okay, this kind of sounds like Elric with like vampires. It could be fun.
I need to read both of those.
Elric and Empire of the Vampire?
And Empire of the Vampire.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
I need to read Elric.
I'm like, God, I feel so bad now. I'm saying no to a lot of these. Have I read?
No, I haven't read it either. I was just curious if you had.
No, but I saw John's review and I'm like, oh, okay, it sounds fun. I don't know if I'll like, I don't know if I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be the best fantasy of all time, but like, it could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I don't
third,
really go in. This is the thing. I never really go into books with any expectations. There was once when I did it, and that was This Is How You Lose the Time War. I expected something so different, and I was so disappointed. I expected a war between two gods.
what book?
This Is How You Lose the Time War.
Oh, yeah, I had a friend who read that, and he was like, it was fine. And I'm real
I
picky with time travel anyway, so I'm like, oh man, because like you can easily get mixed up, you know.
It just did not work for me. It
Mm.
was a romance when I expected an intergalactic war between two gods.
Oh.
So different. I really, really didn't expect
Well,
it.
sometimes it can be good, you know. Like, so when I read like the Lies of Locke Lamore, I thought it was gonna be like a heist book, and I'm like, oh, okay, this could be fun, you know, kind of like Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser a little bit, just in the modern day. And then it kind of flips into this like epic revenge story, and I'm like, ah! So yeah, you know,
It's true,
and it
but
caught
I
me by
didn't like the
surprise,
romance.
you know, in a good way. Where I'm like,
True,
I
but I
like
didn't
these
like the
characters,
romance
and I
either.
want them to freaking torture that guy.
Oh, you know what? You're reminding me. You know what? I might just order Red Seas over Red Skies
That's a
after this.
It's a good. It's a good one. It's more of a heist book, which is a lot of fun. And then they go out on sea. It's very not as good, not as epic and like as Lies of Locke Lamora, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
I just miss those characters.
Yeah. Then the Republic of Thieves, which I had a lot of problems with. The backstory parts are really fun though. I really like that a lot. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Anyway,
I didn't want to continue that series. The only
I'll
reason,
let you read them, but I really like Red Seas Under Red Skies too. It's just Liza Lockamora has that epic, just like
yeah,
you know, it's still the best one for me. It's still my favorite. Like,
the reason I was kind of like a bit hesitant to continue was, and the funny thing is, I typically don't care if a series is unfinished. This time I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if Scott Lynch is going to complete it or not. And to me, if I know, if I think it's just not going to happen. For example, A Song of Ice and Fire. I know it. I don't feel like it's going to finish. So going in with
also
that
Scott Lynch is
expectation.
in his 40s, so he still has
Oh, he has
some
more
time.
time. But he was like saying what, 7 or 11 books, one of the two.
He said 7, I think, from what I
Oh, okay.
remember, and I'm like, but I've heard he was having some problems, so I'm like, okay, you know, like
I get it.
focus on you, bro. Like, we can wait.
Yeah.
Still a little frustrated that Republic of Thieves is what you left us on, but you know what? You know, you do you, buddy. I'm being really sincere here. Like,
At least he didn't do what Patrick Rothfuss did.
oh my god. You know, I haven't read again. I feel really bad now. I feel like I haven't read any fantasy at all. When I haven't even read the King Killer Chronicles yet.
I haven't read King Killer Chronicles either.
Oh, okay. I'm like, all right. I won't feel so bad. I'm like, people are gonna just comment and be like, "Good lord, what have you read, Britton?" Well, Song of Ice and Fire, Harry Potter, First
Okay, you see,
Law.
people can get me on that one. I haven't read Harry Potter.
Ah, okay, well, yeah.
You
Harry
can shoot me, so
Dark
you can shoot
Tower.
some bullets at
I
me.
read the first Witcher short story collection. What else have I read Bas-Lag. Who's freaking read Bas-Lag here? Well, Jimmy did. And Amanda. It's starting to get some traction on here. Okay, I'll give him a
John
nod.
has two.
What?
John has two.
What has two?
John.
Oh, yeah. He read Perdido Street Station, that's right. Like Dark Star, like not a lot of people have read it. I'm trying to change that, but you know, anyway,
Dark Star.
like what?
What's Dark Star?
Oh, you know, Black Leopard, Red Wolf. I pulled that out earlier. That's what the
Oh,
trilogy's called. There's 2 of them so far, which is fine. It's not finished yet, but you know, hoping Marlon James will put out that 3rd book at some point. But
you hoping he's not going to Patrick Rothfuss it?
yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't Patrick Rothfuss me. That would suck so hard. Like that would just that would suck. But I don't think he'll do that. But like, it's just I want to
You can
get
hope.
shift. Like I want to get shifted, man. Oh man. Like, oh man, what else have I read? Dark Tower. I've read the Dark Tower. um, which the Dark Tower's great. Like, more people should read the Dark Tower. Unless you can't get past the first book, which fine, that's a choice.
I remember loving Wastelands when I read it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
And I really want to know where the whole thing goes, because I don't know if you were on it, but I know John was on a spoiler live stream for the Dark Tower, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch this, but I'm not caught up on the Dark Tower.
Yeah, it's that's another one kind of like Perdido Street Station. I'm really curious to see what you would think once you get to the ending. Well, whenever that is. The Perdido Street Station's just one book, so
Typically,
so when you finish it, you can just, send me a rant run-on sentence text telling me what you thought of it. You can do that.
I will.
Be like,
but you're gonna have to wait a while, pal.
You just text me on the phone and be like, bro, what was that? I was like,
I don't know.
No, oh man. The Sandman. That's a comic. I know John really likes Sandman, so I mean, I'm not alone on that. Thank God.
I do want to get to Sandman, but Neil Gaiman is something I've pushed down the line for now.
That's fair. Yeah, but there's like so many other fantasy series I want to try, like that Dandelion, whatever the hell that's called.
Oh, Dandelion Dynasty, so good.
I want to try that. I want to try Malazan. I want to try the rest of the First Law. I want to get to the Age of Madness eventually.
Oh, you haven't read Age of Madness?
No, I've only read the First Law and Best Served Cold.
Age of Madness. So I liked First Law. Age of Madness, I love.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard that from people. Which, this is kind of something I agree with like, or it's something I'd also say with Perdido Street Station. But it's not very often you see like a like political activism in fantasy. Like, now I'm not saying every like fantasy novel should like grab pickets and do stuff. Like, you don't have to do that. But like, it's pretty interesting seeing like political activism in a fantasy novel. Like, apparently Age of Madness does that. So I'm like, all right, I'm curious.
It's fantastic, especially for the days that we are in with the whole tech revolution. He does a fantastic job with some parallels to that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what I'll think of that. I just have to get through the first. Well, I want to read the standalones, and then after that, I'll get to it. Which, when I'll do that, don't know, but we'll get there.
Yeah, Chris, he's not happy with me because I skipped the standalones.
I mean, I've only read Best Served Cold, but like it's fun. But it was kind of like I felt like Joe was kind of repeating himself with like some of the themes and like ideas he was playing with. But I've heard The Heroes is one of the best like First Law things, and Red Country seems fun because I like westerns. And
yeah, I need to get to that because it's nice to have a standalone,
Age of Madness, though, I'm curious, And also, it's not often where you see like a fantasy world change over time. So,
yeah.
Though I've heard some people go like, "Well, Brandon Sanderson does that," and I'm like, "Well, I haven't read Brandon Sanderson, so sorry."
He does do it, but I don't think it's as seamless as Joe does it. As Joe Abercrombie does it.
I do want to read The Devils. Like that's probably the one of the few like 2025 reads where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this when this comes out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that when that comes out. I think it's probably going to be that one. If the third Rage of Dragons comes out, I'll do that. I might read Of Empires and Dust, fourth Bound. Have you read Bound the Broken?
No, I damn, I have not. But I'll admit it hasn't really grabbed my attention. People are like, "Oh yeah, this is like Dragon Rider fantasy." I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll wait a while. What?
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
I'm saying we'll see. I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm just going to say we'll see. I'm going to wait. Or you know what? I'll say that. I'm going to wait a little while. when I'm in the mood for that
I
stuff.
I love that. I got a teacher of mine to read it, and he's like, "Oh, this is great." Like, yes.
Oh man, what are some other fantasy series I want to try? I have Kings of the Wild up there. I would like to read at some point. I've heard that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Oh man,
I've heard Kings of the Wild is fun. It's just it doesn't seem like something that'd be up my alley. I might try it out at some point, but
Robin Hobb and Janny Wirtz. I would like to try.
yes.
And Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. I would like to try. So many, so many. It would.
That's the thing. I'd love to read Ursula K. Le Guin, and I think it's so funny that the biggest thing she's put out seems to me to be Earthsea, and I'm absolutely not interested in Earthsea.
Well, she did
It's
other
so
things.
funny.
She did other things too.
I know. I look at everything else and I go, "That's so interesting." Like for example, I don't know why I'm so interested in it, but The Lathe of Heaven. I hate this cover. Number one, I want to point that out. This cover sucks.
Yeah,
But
no, that cover isn't good.
somebody, I think it was. I was watching a video. No, I remember what it was. It was Jimmy from the Fantasy Network was talking with Jared Henderson, and they were talking about The Lathe of Heaven. And I remember Jared Henderson pitched The Lathe of Heaven. And I'm like, oh, I got to read that now. And I don't remember why I was so interested in reading it because I just bought it and didn't end up reading it. But it should be quick. It's 180-ish pages. So
Oh wow, that's novella length. Damn. Well,
yeah,
that's a fun thing about Ursula K. Le Guin is
she doesn't have a 10-book series.
no, that and her books aren't very long from what I've seen. I haven't read her yet, but I've like looked through like Goodreads, you know, and like some of them are
Yeah,
like 200, and I'm like, bro, I could knock that out in like a week.
exactly. Because we're fantasy fans. We see my daily read is like 500 pages. This thing is like 540 pages.
Damn,
And
that's a good cover though.
I know I love that cover. Janie Wertz did an awesome job on it.
Yeah, she's an
And
illustrator. Yeah, she seems like an interesting lady. You know, like she plays the
I love
bagpipes. She rides horses. She illustrates many of her own covers. I'm like, damn,
no,
what
it's
haven't you
so cool.
done?
And I have a friend, and I was telling her, you're gonna love her. She's just like an older version of you. I swear, I have a friend who I'm like, my friend is just a younger Janie Wertz, and I tell her, read Janie Wertz. You would love her stuff.
I might read her standalone novel first if I do get around to her. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I'm
To
thinking about
ride,
it.
to ride Hell's Chasm is absolutely fantastic. You should.
I know. It's
And
just
it's a normal average length for a fantasy novel. It's only
okay.
600
Yeah,
pages.
yeah. Maybe I'll read that for January or whatever they're doing at. Is that what you're reading January for right now?
Yeah, January.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not reading it for them
I
because
felt so bad. I'm like, John, we need to do a buddy read at some point, but like I can't join you on the I'm sorry, man. I can't join you on the on
Curse the Mistress will. That's the thing.
on the
I
January, man. I
reading
love
Janie
you,
Wertz
man.
again.
I love you. You're like you're an uncle to me, but like can't do it right now. Next year though, maybe. I don't know. Maybe something else will do. No, I'm like, well, if you're reading Guards of the Moon, I could do that with you, but I was thinking about doing that in like June or something. No, you're doing it next month,
Oh yeah.
which okay. Also trying oh yeah, Discworld. Forgot about Discworld, which I'm actually hoping to get to Guards in February. So,
Yeah, Discworld is like it's Discworld or Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Like I see those two authors and like they look great. Not something I want to deal with right now.
yeah, I was that way with Pratchett for years, and then finally I was harassed by my friends, mainly like Derry and Raph and like a bunch of other people who are like, "Oh my God, Terry Pratchett, you should read him immediately." And I'm like, I don't know, because like I had read a couple of reviews that made it sound like it's just a bunch of like dumb fantasy jokes, and then I read a couple lines from Terry Pratchett. I'm like, okay, maybe there's like, okay, you're cooking. Okay, Terry, I see what you're cooking here. Maybe I'll give you a try. And Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know they're both great authors. It's just that right now I want to read the books. Like I want to read the things that are really high on my TBR, and those end up being the big series, Dandelion Dynasty, a couple trilogies I want to get through, like what's his name? The guy who's about to release Grave Empire in a month or two.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know Empire of the Wolf?
Oh, isn't that the ah what is
I
oh, isn't
know.
that the one about that lawyer guy? That like justice guy who like runs
Maybe I don't
around
know.
and
I
like
have no
kills
idea what it's
people?
all about. I know it was on
I know
John's top 10
I know
reads.
what you're talking about though. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know the dude. I think it's like Richard Swan maybe.
Yes, Richard Swan. There you go.
Hey,
And
and look, I'm not trying to like force you to read any of these. I'm just telling you, like, Discworld, man. I'm gonna try that this year. If I like it, awesome. If I don't assassinate me, please, on BookTube. Please, dear God, don't send a bomb in the mail.
hey, look! I hated small gods. Come at me, world.
It's just, oh man, now you're asking people to come kill you.
Try me.
Oh man, I see, I see that you wait, have you read Hyperion?
I have read Hyperion.
You haven't.
I have.
You
I've read
have.
Hyperion
Okay.
and
I
all
was about to
Hyperion.
say, because I read it last year, and that was one of those books people were like telling me to read. We're like, bro, Britton, you got to read this. This book is just goated ass science fiction. I'm like, all right, all right, all right. And I read it, and I'm like, it's pretty good. Scholar story's
So,
great. The priest story's great. Everyone else, I'm fine with. The noir one kind of bugged me a bit, but you know, it's
oh,
I
that one.
the
okay, I
the
can
one
see
about the
why.
robot kind of bugged me a little bit because
Yeah,
I
that's
really
fair.
like that genre and like I'm like but you know I won't go into that, but I was like yeah it's pretty good, you know.
Me, I three of them really hit me. That's the Priest's Tale,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter one,
Uh-huh.
and uh what was the last one? It was the I think it was the Counselor's Tale.
Yeah, the like
The one with
consul
the
or
time
whatever that
travel.
dude's name is. Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
pretty
the
good.
Counsel. I loved all three of those.
And
The
the
robot
poet
one was
story, I'm just
insane.
like dude, you remember the poet story?
Oh, the poet story. the poet story.
I wouldn't say
I
it
liked that one.
sucked, but it was just like I wanted to smack the shit out of this dude, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. He was really stupid.
I'm like, bro,
But
you're not a literary genius. You're just a dickhead. So get
no,
out
the
of here.
muse is coming.
What?
The muse is coming. The muse hasn't just hit him.
Yeah, that's what he says. That's what he
the muse
says.
hasn't put him on a spike yet.
No, it's like but what I do like is that like they don't just like cuz one of my like gripes with something like a Star Trek is like they just are like, "Oh, we've outgrown like religion and all this stuff." I'm like, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gene
I
Roddenberry.
don't believe that even for a
I
second.
don't buy that. But I mean, fun idea, but that's not going to happen. But like Hyperion's like, no, these ideas will still be with us. I like how he plays with that a lot. And like, you know, stuff like Shakespeare and poetry and all that stuff has survived too. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this feels like this could happen on some level.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I
I
was just like, it's fine. I don't know what you thought of Hyperion if you're on the like, this is a just stone cold masterpiece. But I was just kind of like, yeah,
I don't think it was a masterpiece. I think there were parts of it that I would call masterpieces. Like the
yeah, I would
daughter
agree.
section, again, I love that section. Like I remember just having such a dry throat the entire time I was reading it. Like, oh my god, it was hurting me. So good though. And the priest's tale was amazing. I think I read that one on a plane. Yeah.
I also read
But
Kindred last year, which was
oh,
probably my favorite read of last year. It was really good. And I mean, let me think. Well, I see you have a video called Three Things That Make Great Sci-Fi. You have Parable of the Sower there. So have you read that?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, I've read Parables.
I thought about reading that last year, but like I just didn't get around to it, and I kind of feel bad now because like 2024 is over. But oh well.
I'll tell you why I read it last year. Because it starts in June 2024. I read it when it started, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah, that
Specifically to get that story so that I could say, hey, when it started, I was there. I read the day it predicted.
yeah, no, I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't read that yet. I do own it though. I actually have that a copy you were showing on your thumbnail there.
I love that art. I love the covers for Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. I really want to get Parable of the Talents sometime this year.
Um, I did read Kindred though, and Kindred is fantastic. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's. I was talking
though
to
I
an
don't know
old
if that's
English.
really science fiction. It's like a weird fantasy, magical realism, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm. Yeah, I've heard
Because she
great
just
things
kind of gets
about
warped
Kindred.
in time, and then whoop, there she is in Antebellum South.
I cannot wait to read that because again, Octavia E. Butler does fantastic things. I remember once I was reading, or I was on a, I was taking a test, and I was looking at the article that was brought up, and as I was reading the article, I was thinking, I've read this author before. So I go ask the teacher afterwards, who's the author for this article? And then, or it was an essay. And afterwards, she said, like, oh, it was Octavia E. Butler. I was like, yes, I knew that. I have read that article.
Yeah, oh man, I think I've seen a couple interviews with her. I'm like, damn, it sucks she died because, man,
Yeah.
she could be still working today. Like she was born like 44. She would be my grandmother's age, if she were still alive right now. So I'm like, man,
She was clearly a brilliant, brilliant woman. Like, just the way Parable of the Sower, too, just seems like it's so perfectly calculated. Okay, this is the trajectory our society seems to be going in. Let me go put us right there. And it's horrifying and terrifying, but it's so brilliant.
yeah. Well, I mean, I want to read it at some point. I want to read some of her like proper science fiction stuff like that. And what's that one called? Like
Yeah, I want to read that too.
Xenogenesis, I think is what it's called. Which kind of sounds like an anime, but I'm not gonna, I won't knock her too much. Cause like Kindred sold me. I'm like, this is great. Like, I got nothing.
When she writes, it's like it was reading Parable of the Sower. It was so dark and disturbing, but even while it was super dark and disturbing, it was like so hooking. Like I could not stop reading it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how it was with Kindred. Like, it was really hard for me to put that book down because it's like
I
there's not a
know.
moment in that feels superfluous. Where you're like, damn, you know, this
Keep giving
book
it to me. It's
good.
it's so.
I don't know if you've ever
I
seen that meme, but he's like, damn, that shit good.
oh yeah, I have seen that meme.
That black dude. It's just like I think he's eating like ice cream or something. I'm like, dude, no. But it's a good book. So like, what else are you hoping to read in 2025? Since we're
Okay,
at the very beginning.
2025. Sorry, say that again.
Well, I said since we're at the beginning of 2025, like, what are some other books you're like,
Yeah.
you're like itching to read?
I'm I'm hoping to finish Dandelion Dynasty. I'm hoping to read one of those books every month until I'm done. So I have 3 more books left. I read Grace of Kings back in November, and I want to keep reading Wars of Light and Shadow. I want to read Malazan, and for other, there were a couple trilogies that were on my mind. Oh, I want to start Red Rising
Yeah.
because I've heard great things. I know Chris, you haven't read Red Rising.
No. I'm kind of because I'm like a real big like science fiction snob, and like I don't know, like Red Rising. I'm just gonna be like looking at it like, okay, what do you got? Because
Yeah, that's fair.
I have like real specific things I like in science fiction. So
Yeah.
we'll
For
see.
me, it's the philosophy. I love science fiction's philosophy, and just, for example, Hyperion really wanted me to ask a bunch of questions, which I don't remember the questions I drew from it, but it seemed like it wanted me to ask a bunch of questions, and I loved that. Like, Sun Eater tries to get you to ask what makes a human being,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that part too. Those are the sorts of questions I love from sci-fi.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of like Dune, which I'm like, okay, yeah, Dune, whatever. And it's
Better
like,
than Dune.
then it's like Gene Wolfe, and I'm like, okay, I haven't really, well, I have read Gene Wolfe, but I'm not really not really meshed with him quite yet. Maybe I'll read Book of the New Sun at some point. My friend Sam is like, Britton, you gotta read it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I've read the first two Book of the New Sun books, and I quite like them. But I know Chance has been telling me, "Oh, it's amazing! It's one of his favorite reads." So I just need to get to those last two books, and
Yeah, Chance
I'll
asked me
get.
about the Wizard Knight the other day, and I was like, well, I started the Wizard, and then I just stopped because I was just basically at that point, I was like trying to find excuses not to read it. And I'm like, okay, this is not working. I'm going to put this down and get back to it another time.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I did that with City of Last Chances. It looked great. It sounded great. I've heard people talk about it like it's great, and I just couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I've heard it be compared to Bas-Lag, which I'm like piquing my interest here. But then a lot of people have been kind of talking a lot about, because here's the thing about me. I'm a real like hipstery guy, so like I don't really like when people are like, "Ooh, a Robin Hobb." I'm like, "I'll wait and read these other books that I want to read." You know?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like, I'm
fair.
finally getting to Discworld this year, so there you go. My hipstery phase is coming to an end. You know?
To me, I want to read all those big series that everybody's been talking about, and then I want to find the indie stuff that's just so fantastic and say, "Go read this."
Oh man, I want to read more indie stuff this year as well. I read the Edan trilogy last year. I got it right over there. So,
Oh, I can't
um,
wait to read it. I'm going to
which
start
was
that.
pretty fire, I have to say. It was on my favorites of 2024 list. So,
That's another one. I want to read Way of Adan or the Adan trilogy
um,
because
reading Sledge right now, which is a lot of fun. I would like to read Wickwire Watch because I want to read something kind of like Liza La Clamora or Perdido Street Station. It's kind of like, weird, and there's like the big city, and you get to like walk around in it. And I've heard people describe it kind of like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but maybe I'm just. It
Is there a city? Is there a city in Wickwire Watch?
feels more like a town to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, we'll see. We'll see when I get there. I've heard it's good though.
It's a setting is amazing though. I have to say, even though it's not a city, I love it. I won't say it because it's a little bit of a twist in the first book. What the setting is, I love it.
We need more fantasy cities. No.
So we can pick which one to live in.
Yeah, no. And don't pick New Crobazon. It's well,
Britain can tell you from experience because he's about to live in there.
yeah, no. I'm gonna move there in July.
You're gonna have a
uh,
blast. Don't worry.
oh yeah, no, sure. I'll be
You'll
carriaged
start
around.
launching illegal fireworks, and then they'll turn you into a firework.
It actually doesn't sound that bad. Actually, when you sound it like that. So if someone just pisses me off, I'll be like, "Oh yeah," I'll just light myself on fire and just fucking
See ya.
yeah. Or if I'm like robbing a bank, I could just get away by lighting myself and flying off. That'd be pretty awesome, actually. Like Mieville, like write these down. Like we're giving you ideas, buddy. No,
Oh
but
yeah.
um, I was gonna say King's Landing, but I'm like, oh man, like what if like I'm just chilling out one day and there's like a wildfire explosion? Like I don't want, I don't want to deal with that.
King's Landing sounds like an awful place to live, considering how many different rulers that place gets.
Yeah.
Like, every day you're going to be changing the ruler, and it's like, okay, great, I got a new king.
Yeah, maybe I'll just move. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this. Also, I'm like, maybe the city in the first. But no, they had like the magical nuke go off. I don't. It's like none of these cities sound appealing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just sit in the city.
The
For
Shire, like let's go with the Shire. How's that?
exactly the Shire, if you can live in the Shire.
But even that gets raised. Damn it, you know.
Oh,
God.
that's true.
I just want to hang out with the hobbits, you know, have a good time.
They seem like such chill people.
Man, you know, it's like come on. But no, I mean, are there cities in Robin Hobb's stuff?
I'd say Buckkeep,
Okay,
but
I don't
it's a
know.
coastal city that at one point was definitely raided.
Why are all these cities so
No. Now that I think about
unappealing?
it, that might not be true. There's a lot of conflict there, but it doesn't seem like. Actually, no. I'd live in Buckkeep.
Kamor? Maybe I could live in Kamor. That would.
Why would the hell would you want to live in Kamor?
I don't know.
You're
Right?
like picking people alive.
Oh yeah, that's right. They could do that thing where they turn you into a vegetable. That doesn't sound fun. Damn it. Damn. Maybe the Wizard of Oz, Emerald City. That could be fun. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember anything from the Wizard of Oz.
I haven't read the books. I'm only going off the movie here. So.
Wait, that's a thing? I didn't know there were books.
Oh yeah, well,
I really had no idea there were books.
I like how quickly you're just like, why would you live in Kamor?
It sounds like such a hellscape. Okay.
So it probably is. I don't know what's real anymore.
You don't want to live anywhere.
It's just
I like my home. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
no.
like the place I live in.
Does Jenny Wirtz have any cities?
She does, but
Do they get attacked?
almost every day.
Damn.
They're almost always at war. I can't think of wanting to live anywhere in Jenny Wirtz's place.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we got to have conflict, right? But like, come on, like,
True. But
uh, no, but no.
yeah, I can't think of any peaceful cities.
Is there anywhere you want to live in Sun Eater, or is that just a no go as well?
Can I think of any place that would? Actually, I can think of one. I can't remember its name, but I can think of one nice, peaceful place that is not constantly being attacked.
Okay. No, like, or there's that other part in New Chromosome where the guy refused to snitch on his fellow thieves, so they freaking sewed his mouth shut. And then for good measure,
Oh,
he tried to
yeah.
open it back up and like just cuts in his mouth. You're just like, oh God, what's wrong with you?
Have you ever watched Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance?
No, I want to though, because like I've heard it's really good.
It's amazing, even though fucking Netflix canceled it. I swear, if there is somebody, if there is something I can do in my power to just like wring the necks of all those Netflix people who were stupid enough to cancel that show, I would do it.
Yeah,
Because it was so amazing. And the thing is, every time I see people's mouths being sewed shut, I think, oh yeah, they're like these two little critters in the show that their mouths are sewed shut so that they can be enslaved. It's not nice, it's not pretty, but it's an amazing show.
oh man, I thought they had Muppets in it. I thought it'd be really nice and friendly.
No, this thing is dark as hell.
All right, I guess I'll have to watch it then.
Well, let me tell you, it's not like this. It's not like the Muppets. It's like, oh, yeah, it's not happy-go-lucky. It's made by the same guy, It's made by the same company, but it is not that happy.
No. Oh, what else is coming out in 2025? The only like 2025 release, because I'm so bad at keeping up with like
I
current
know, so am I.
releases. But like The Devils is probably the only one I'm like, yeah, this one.
Is there anything else that I'd be interested? Oh wait, nope. I know what my. There's 3 that I just thought of, or 4. Now that I think about it. So there's Chance's book because his book's coming out next
Oh
year.
yeah, that's right. Yes.
Oh wait, and fourth wave of, or the fourth of Dan book is coming out.
Oh
The
yeah,
sequel to
that's
the
right.
Dan
That's right.
trilogy.
That's right. I'm sorry, Philip.
He was just talking about it this morning on his video. I'm like, yes.
Don't send the assassin elf after me. Yeah.
Hope that Philip doesn't try to kill you with his assassin elf.
That would not be fun.
You know you really screwed up if Philip's trying to kill you.
Yeah. He'll be like, oh, so he's like, oh, so he's forgotten about me, huh? And then he calls Joanna. He's like, hey, I need something taken care of. But you can't say nothing about me because then it'll we got a reputation to keep going here. That'd be fun though. That's actually a cool book idea. I might write about that. It's like a parody.
You should. Final Sun Eater book's coming out.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't read any of them, so people are like, well, maybe you should do it now, and I'm like,
do it now. Catch up by December.
Hey, bro, I'm about to read Malazan. Okay, like that. It's taking a lot of mental energy for me to do.
Look, I'm reading Wars of Light and Shadow and Malazan.
Oh my god, I'm not envying you. Oh man, the new Fourth Wing book's coming out. Great.
Awesome.
I only read the first couple chapters and I'm like, this is stupid.
I've read the whole first book. It's so terrible, and I love it for that.
I read the first couple chapters. I'm like, this makes no sense whatsoever.
Like, I remember they had oranges, they had coffee beans. Like, they were like, what? They don't try to explain where it comes from, and I'm just sitting there going, so this world seems to be a very different world from our own, and yet it still has oranges, it still has coffee beans. Oh, and you can make coffee, now that I think about it. The technology does not seem
if
to
you
be
like that, God bless you. But, like, just not for me. I'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah, it's so bad.
And I knew it wasn't going to be very good. Like, I had a feeling. I'm like, I'm probably not going to, or at least I'm not going to like this very much. And then I read it. I'm like, this is,
I loved to hate it. That's exactly how I felt on it.
Yeah. I'm like, this just makes no sense whatsoever. But you know what? What are you going to do?
Here's the thing. Romantasy is not my thing, but I will read it every once in a while just to make sure I can hold a conversation with somebody who actually likes it.
That's fair. I mean, I know Laura from Fantasy Awash is putting out a Romantasy, which I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, my favorite stuff tends to be the stuff that's serious and digs into deep emotional thoughts.
I'm similar way, yeah.
That's why, like, when I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I enjoyed it.
I was about to say, I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I wanted to love it. I still throw out jokes about 42. I mean, who can not? That joke never gets old, and you know it. With the rats and all that.
Don't forget to bring a towel. I guess R.F. Kuang is putting out a new book. I mean, I have Babel over there, but I haven't read it yet. So
I have read Poppy War. Or not Poppy War trilogy. I've read the first book. Is that?
Did you like it?
I liked it. It wasn't my favorite thing. I have the audiobook for the second book. I've been screamed at by multiple people, go read the second book. And I say, oh, I'll get to it eventually. Says the guy who read Poppy War 2 years ago.
That's me with so many books, dude. It is obscene. Oh my god. Like, it's like, oh, you read that Ryan, whatever the hell that dude's name, Ryan Shackle or whatever that guy's name is? I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. That was like a year ago.
I want to read the sequel to Will of the Many. If you've read that, I
Oh,
love The Will of the Many.
like there's like, oh, have you read Charles DeLint? I'm like, no.
I want to read Charles DeLint.
He's like, oh
I heard
man, he
so many
blows
great
Neil
things.
Gaiman out of the water, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's a thought. No,
That's great.
what's another one? Well, Sun Eater. A lot of people are yelling at me about that, and I'm like, I have so many guys. All right,
I know.
bro. I read comics too. Do you know how like that adds like more? Okay,
Oh yeah.
like I read manga sometimes too. So just to let you know, it's gonna take a minute.
What is a
Which which
series
is
of
why
manga?
when like indie authors send me books, I'm like, okay, let me just get this out of the way. Um, Probably gonna
Oh,
take me a while to get to it. So, and they're like, most of them are like, this is fine. I'm like, okay, good.
Devil's definitely. There was another book. I felt like I knew it that I was thinking, and I was like, yes. This. Oh, John's book.
Oh yeah, how did
There
I
we go.
forget about that? He was gonna send me. I need to text him. He said he was gonna send me an arc for that. So
Yeah, he said he was gonna do the same for me.
I'm like, really? You don't have to, man. And he's like, no, we're doing it. I'm like, okay, all right.
I want it so bad. I was like, I'll buy the book too. That's the thing.
No, but yeah. What else? What else is
I'm
coming
so
out?
excited to read that book because love cosmic horror. Those guys are awesome. They have great taste. So
Think John's gonna do the audiobook?
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be so cool. I'd listen to that in a heartbeat.
yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. But like Janny Wirtz, I'm like, oh man, I want to read more female fantasy authors. To be honest with you, like Ursula K. Le Guin. Like I want to read that.
I think that's so interesting. So I'll always hear people say, "I want to read female fantasy authors, or this type of fantasy author, or this type of author in general." I heard this from a teacher once, and I said, "Really?" And that was interesting to me because I just do whatever I think is interesting, and I end up getting such a wide variety.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Robin Hobb, and we have Janie Wirtz. Uh, who else? There was even Evan Winter, the guy who wrote. God damn it,
The Rage of Dragons.
Rage of Dragons. Thank you.
It's right there. So
And he draws all this African inspiration, and it's so nice to get so many different. What was it called?
variety.
Variety. There you go
Yeah.
for the books that I read.
And I'm like, I don't just read fantasy and science fiction either. Like there's other genres I'll just pick up and chug along.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I read outside of fantasy and science fiction, it's either I don't I it's either going to be contemporary fiction or nonfiction, which is really
Okay.
weird to me. I
So you
because
like those
there's
like dry academic books, huh? Is that it?
well, it depends. If it's
I'm kidding. I don't know what you like.
like if it's I'm very interested in psychology and psychiatry, so if there's a book on that, I typically try to get it and I'd like to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically medical books. I don't know why they're so interesting to me. Not the like genuine medical books, but like
Oh, so do you
nonfiction.
like when they like cut into people? Is that it?
I just recently read a book or listened to a book that was it's called All the Living and the Dead, I think. And I remember I was working out in the gym and I was about to do a deadlift and I hear this very gruesome in-depth description of somebody taking off the torso of somebody who
Oh my
was
god.
smoking and how the lungs had been plastered onto the chest. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to work out here.
I'm looking at your Goodreads and damn, you actually DNF'd. This is how you lose the Time Lord.
Yes, I DNF'd that book. It's 200 pages, but I DNF'd it. I couldn't keep reading it. I was so bored.
You were so disappointed at the lack of gods fighting it out.
Yes, well, it wasn't that. I didn't like the romance period. I thought
Oh,
the
you're reading the
romance.
Wheel of Time, huh? That's funny. Wheel of Time is one of those kind of books I've never really been that attracted to.
Do you want to know how long Fires of Heaven had been on Goodreads?
How?
About a year and a half.
Dude!
I haven't touched that book in a year at least.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I want to read all the Wheel of Time, but it's just I am getting more interested by other things. That Wheel of Time is what I want to read later.
Fair enough. I'm just. Oh. No, but like people just I've heard a lot about it and it's just never really attracted me as a reader. It's just maybe one day I'll give Eye of the World a crack, but I don't see it
I
happening anytime soon.
The thing is, when I go back to actually read through the whole series, I'm not going to start with Eye of the World. I'm going to start with book 2
Wow,
because
really?
I remember being so bored out of my mind for book 1. Like it genuinely felt Tolkien derivative. It felt like a rip off Tolkien.
Yeah. I've also heard that well, it depends on who you ask, but I've heard it can be pretty sexist at times. There's people who are like, it's not that sexist, and there's people who are like, it's pretty sexist. So.
So the thing
Dang
that
it, people
I've
say that about Game of Thrones, and I'm all like, not really. But sorry, you were gonna say something. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
the thing that I've learned about that is, or specifically with Jordan's works, it feels like that's just the way these characters perceive each other, and like, oh, it's the woman, oh, it's the men, and I feel like that's just, especially for the time he was writing it, it felt like something that was pretty. That was not something I should have said. Let me say this again. Now, especially, people will do this all the time. Like, oh, the ladies do this, oh, the guys do that. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
It feels like that from the character's lens, and we just see that in the books, and that's from what I remember. We'll see
Sure.
when I read.
It's kind of like that with some other books I've read. I don't know. I'll put it this way: never felt the itch to try it. I'm not really sure if I ever am gonna try it.
You do you.
We'll see. If I get to Eye of the World and I'm like, man, this is fire. I doubt it, but if I ever get to it and go like, man, this is epic, crazy fire, then like, okay, I'll live with it.
That's the thing. I can't. For Age of Madness, I thought it was so interesting. So I was watching Tudo Ramble's interview with Joe Abercrombie.
Oh, I
Pretty
was
much
watching that too. That was awesome.
as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go finish it. But uh, the the way he was, like, Joe Abercrombie was talking about how everybody, like, people will call or First Law far right or far left, and I'm just like going, that's so funny to me. Like, it
I'd say
feels
it's
more like a
pretty left if I said it has a political alignment, which I'm not saying Joe's up front about it, but like there's a lot of discussion of like class differences and how idiotic the rich are sometimes. I'm like that's pretty left. Like I'm sorry, like that's pretty
Sure.
left leaning as far as I'm concerned. It's a great book. I like what Joe said. I don't know if you got to this part, but he's like, look, I'm just trying to tell an entertaining story first. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
that's
no,
fair. But I
I
thought it
know,
was
like,
interesting that they brought up the kind of political commentary because I'm like, so many people don't bring that up. They're always like, man, the
no.
characters are so good. And they're not wrong, but it's like, dude. I'm like, dude, like there's other things going on here.
I know. In fact, my favorite thing about all of the First Law books is his political commentary.
Yeah. I like to call it The Wire as a fantasy series, but I don't know if you've seen The Wire, so I don't know if you'll get that.
I haven't.
But it's
Oh
pretty
my.
much like I'm like, guys, like there's class, there's discussion about class here. Yeah. Not saying it's like in your face about it, but it's there.
It is there. and I love everything that he does because it's so not in my face. That's why I love it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like China Me Evil where he's a bit more like forward about it. Like, yeah, like capitalism isn't fun. Also, the criminal justice system sucks. Going back to remaking.
Yeah, we'll just like we were talking about earlier. We can turn you into a firework.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, Joe Abercrombie didn't come up with that. But I'm like, bro, there's political commentary here. Like it's there.
I'm so excited to see what he's going to do with Devils. I hope he does more political commentary. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I
But
mean, this seems more like a fun kind of book, but we'll see. I don't know. My friend
it does.
who is very picky about fantasy is liking it so far. So I mean, I'll take that as a good sign, maybe.
I'm jealous of everybody who's gotten an arc.
I know. I'm like, what the hell is this? How is everyone getting this book?
Like 6 months ahead,
I
right?
know. Like Mike got it last year, and I'm like, how is this possible?
Half a year ahead of time. Come on. Like, I get it if it's like a month or two ahead, but this is full half a year. And everybody else has to wait. Come on, don't do this to us. It is what it is, though.
I don't know. Like,
I hope it's not just a very fun. Yeah, well, actually, I'd take that from Joe Abercrombie. Joe Abercrombie's funny.
he is that. He is that. Like, while I was kind of meh on Best Served Cold, like, it was still a good book, but I was kind of like, yeah, it kind of feels like he's treading water here a little bit. There's some funny shit in that book, especially with the poisoner. His name's Morveer. I think you'll like him if you get to Best Served Cold. But man, some hilarious bits in that book.
Yeah, he's just fantastic.
Also, especially when like Lakta is involved and just him talking about his agony, which
Oh yeah,
shouldn't
the
be
damn
funny.
stairs.
Which shouldn't be funny. I kind of feel bad about laughing over it.
Well, because you get to laugh at Glockner. That's the thing.
And you're laughing at Glockta, who's just in physical agony every day of his life, and you're just like, this is so bad, but this is hilarious. Like, why is this?
His humor is it is pure gallows humor.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's just pure, like, black, dark humor. And I'm just like, oh, man.
But it's so good. And that's why, like, whatever he does for the Devils, I believe it'll be great.
It should be good.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm like, dude does not write bad books. Like, I mean, I had my problems with Best Served Cold, but, like, it wasn't a bad book by any means. So,
no.
he has my trust.
And especially coming from Age of Madness, like, Age of Madness to me it's one of my favorite trilogies of all time. And not that I have read many trilogies, but I can't wait to see what he does after that because, again, Age of Madness was so good.
Age of Madness, I need to read it. I know Glockta's in it.
He is in it.
He's not a POV character though, so that makes me sad.
That is true, but
so I'm like, dang it.
Glock's just so good. He's man.
I mean, Giselle's. You know what Baez? I went from like, hey, this guy's all right, okay, and then I just went to hating him in Last Argument of Kings. Like, oh my god, his smugness. Wanted to shoot him.
Such a piece of shit.
I know. He is so like he just goes from like, okay, he's kind of a jerk, but like, okay, maybe he's just grouchy because he's lived for a long time. And you're like, this dude's a dickhead. Like, I want him to die slowly in pain. I want Locke and Jean to get their hands on him at some point. That's what I want.
Jesus. Yeah, let's just get it. Replace him with the Falconeer.
Yeah. Falconeer
would switch places. Baz will have a great time.
Yeah, that would be something. No, but like it's but like are you getting any more Broken Binding books, or are you kind of chilling out on it for the moment?
So
that look, did you get more?
Yeah. So the most recent one that arrived was actually to Green Angel Tower.
Isn't that the Tad Williams one?
It's the Tad Williams one.
Okay.
But before that, I got Sun Eater.
Wait, they
First
have
three
Sun
Sun
Eater in
Eater.
Broken Binding now?
Yeah, that's Sun Eater Broken Binding. And so, oh wait, so this month what should be shipping out is, so it'll be, I think, Way of a Dan, the special edition for 11th cycle. And I know that next month, Blood Over Bright Haven, and I admit this is Chris's fault. He convinced me, and so did John. Because John was talking about how much he loved the Empire of the Wolf trilogy, and Chris was saying he loved the Empire of the Wolf trilogy so much that he was going to get the Grave Empire special edition.
Damn, dude. Hey, that's a lot.
And then Jeff Brown was doing an art piece for Grave Empire, so I had to get Grave Empire.
Damn, dude. It's a lot of books.
I know, but that's the thing. I've been slowly buying them, and then they've just been shipping.
You're just bankrupting yourself. Damn.
And I also got the Malazan's coming in this month, though.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, I'm like,
oh, that's the other thing. Malazan's coming in this month, probably.
again, like I'm like, man, I don't know, if I get it, like, can I just nab the? I would just be like, can I just nab the Bas-Lag books and then cancel my subscription, or if I cancel my, or if is it just like a long con? I have to just keep chilling
You don't
away.
have to subscribe.
What?
You don't have to subscribe.
Oh,
you can just buy them. If you go to the stars section, they have the whole set in for I think £100.
oh my god. I was thinking about buying them one at a time, maybe.
Oh, you're too late for that, pal.
No, damn. No, but maybe. I don't know. It's the only ones I'm kind of tempted. I'm like, ugh.
Problem is, when Jeff Brown does stuff, I'm so inclined to get it. I'm not going to do Aragon, even though Aragon...
Oh, they're doing one for Aragon? Aragon sucks. Yeah. Like, just...
I'm not interested in Aragon at all. That's one of the series that I'm just not even close to interested in. But, like, he did an art piece, and I'm like, God damn it, I kind of want it just for that art piece. I won't get it for the art piece. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna ever read it. I want to
like
read
dead ass. It's literally Star Wars with like a Lord of the Rings, just like, you know,
really
vibe. Yeah, literally. I'm just,
huh? Yeah, no, I have no idea. Aragon has just doesn't interest me because it doesn't seem like the sort of story that I typically like.
fair enough. I mean, they had Robin Hobb in Broken Binding.
So this is a bad decision. Listen to me. It is a bad decision. I'm about to tell you. I'm gonna do. So Curious King is doing Farseer trilogy. Do you know Curious King?
I don't think so. Let me look them up.
Look them up. They're the guys who, like, Petrick Leo shows off their books. And he did an interview with Curious King once, and they were talking about
man, did he do those really good ones for the first? I think he did.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
So he's going to be doing a Farseer trilogy, and because Realm of the Elderlings is my favorite series of all time, I can't miss it. I got to buy it, even though it's probably going to be like 275 euros.
Ooh, he did one for Douglas Damn, Gary Gianni. Fuck.
And look at how much. Look at the most expensive version of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh my god!
Look at how much.
I'm kind of afraid, to be honest with you.
I'll be terrified. It's fucking pricey.
Oh, where is the price? Oh my god. 185 just for pre-order. That is insane.
Oh no. That's not the worst one. Keep going down.
Published price 200. That is insane
keep going
too.
Down.
Okay, I'll keep going down. Still says 200. Okay. Oh my god.
That's not the worst one yet.
560 and
Not
500.
worth one.
There's
Keep
one
going
more.
down. There's one
Oh
more.
my
Go
god,
down.
no! What is it? It's only 20. Oh my good lord, that's $2,000. Hold on a minute. Oh my god, no!
They're so expensive.
Dude, that is obscene.
I'm not getting the $3,000 one. Let me be very clear about that. Nor the $485 one. Even though
That
I
is
want it.
insane.
It is.
Oh, limited to 26 copies. I wonder why. Jeez.
I wonder how many people are going to buy it.
I don't know. People far richer than I am. That is ridiculous.
It is.
Oh man, I'm like, all right, like 185, 200. It doesn't sound too bad. $2,000. That is crazy.
Yeah.
And you see what the best served cold one is. Why does it have Glockta in them on it?
Yeah, best served cold?
Oh, before they're hanged. Sorry, I thought it was.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. I'm like, well, wait, why do they have the? Yeah, well,
Yeah, they're doing Farseer trilogy, and I'm gonna get the least expensive.
$215. No, come on, damn,
It's gonna
2,000 for the lettered edition. Oh my good god, I'm just gonna.
And like I'm gonna be, somebody's gonna shoot me for that. But
It's turning into the one I had with Bearded Book Beast, where I'm just like, my god, that is so expensive. Because I looked at
so
Folio.
bad.
I thought Folio Society was bad. Oh my god, man.
Oh yeah, these guys are worse. Like they're the premium. Like he'll talk about like it's like this sort of cow leather, like the premium cow leather. He'll talk about it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, do you even know the names of all this stuff? I wonder how much money he makes off these.
So much. Oh my god. Bro, if it's 2,000, he is milking the crap out of that, man. That's all I gotta say.
I really don't know.
He has to.
Because he buys a lot of art pieces for it. There's like 12 art pieces that are going to be in the Farseer book, in the first Farseer book. Hair.
I have to watch your
From what he said.
most unadaptable. That's interesting. No,
yeah, because there's so many books that, like, think about how difficult it'd be to adapt First Law, because so much of the charm is in the prose.
yeah. I was about to say, I think it would. You would think it would be easy to do it because there's so many like moments that are very like you could do cinematically. But yeah, there is that internal monologue that would be really hard to get.
Like, it's so important because of the internal monologue. Like Glockta, all the stairs jokes, those are in his mind.
Maybe they could do like a bunch of like voiceover, but like people might not like that. Yeah,
I don't know if that'll end up well.
Because like most of what makes it funny is just like when like Glockta will go see his boss or something. He's like, this guy's a fucking idiot, and he has to like, it's like this guy's a dick, but I have to. Basically has to like be nice to people who he just despises.
He'll grovel. That's what he says. He's even groveling. Like, I must grovel to this piece of shit. Oh my god. And then he asks so like pathetic to them, and then the moment he gets the chance to stab them in the back, it's like, ha ha ha, fuck you.
Well, I don't know if it was quite like that. I think it's more like, damn it, I thought you were actually gonna do something interesting. This sucks. Yeah. Because like every time like he like unravels this conspiracy and then he figures out what it is, he's like, this sucks. Like I need to get paid more.
Shit.
This is dumb. And then Baez is like, come to the dark side, young Glockta. He's like, I look like I'm 60. Though I hear they have a falling out in Age of Madness, so we'll see where that goes.
You'll see where that goes.
We'll see where that goes. No, but oh man, Glockta.
I love Glock.
Like, is it stereotypical to say that like he's my favorite character of the trilogy?
Yeah. It is, but it's not wrong. It's in fact, it's probably the right answer.
It's the right answer. Yes. I also really like Logan because he's just
I like Logan,
He's like
but
this goofy dad, and then he fucking bloody nines out, and you're just like, oh god, he's murdering people.
if I took the whole trilogy, my favorite would be, or well, Glock. If we're discounting Glock, if we say Glock is not a choice, and I had to say who my favorite is because of the whole trilogy, it'd be Jezal.
Hmm. You know, I actually didn't hate him at first, believe it or not. I was like, yeah, this guy's a dumb shit, but, you know, he's not like, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I don't understand the hate he gets at
Oh
first,
yeah,
because, like, he's a huge dickhead, but, like, I don't know, he's just, like, he just wants to play cards with his friends, you know? Like, that's not too terrible. Sure, he's a dick, but, like...
to me it was more that's the sort of person who they're just so annoying and they're so pathetic that it's not worth your time. And so I just don't even because even in real life you'll see those types of people and it's like I don't care about you. And
It's not like I didn't hate him though. It's not like the Falconer
yeah,
where, you know, I wanted him to get tortured, you know.
no, you just have to do something terrible to someone I like in the
Mm.
series and then I'll hate you and then I'll want you torn to shreds.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just like, good god. Well, I mean, I don't want to keep you here for too much longer. We've been going on for a little bit, but I've enjoyed this conversation quite a bit, though.
I loved it, man. It was
We,
great. I'm so happy you had me on.
yeah, I'm glad we managed to get this together. Second podcast 2025. So, woo,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, as I often do before I end these, if you have any social media or anything you'd like to share before we go, feel free.
I've got my channel Iskandaria. I guess I use Twitter sometimes more just like as a amplification to help move my videos
And
and all watch Broken.
liking the occasional tweet, you know.
Yeah, I kind of haunt every once in a while. It's like how I used to haunt BookTube for years.
Fair enough. Um, but yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. Thanks Alex for hanging out with me for a little bit. Until next time, this has been Britton's Hangout Hour.